this whole idea of remastering these maps, though it is great and I do want it, I don't want to see it stop, but there needs to be, I think, more consideration to this stuff. You are jumping a decade of Call of Duty into the future here. The game is way different.
Yeah.
Everything about the mechanics of the game, the movement, the style, is all way different. That's what we've seen with this COD, is that though these maps, in theory, yes, they are playable. You could spawn in on them and do it. But to capture the same feeling and how they actually would play back then, if that's what they're trying to do, you need to make adjustments.
Welcome everyone to episode 163 of the COD Casuals. We're your hosts, Justin.
And I'm Mike.
How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing good, bro.
Yeah?
I'm doing good. Yeah, I mean, I was telling you yesterday, I've been like sick the past, I don't know, past like 3 days. It was on Friday, I felt bad. And even this morning, I felt bad. I don't sound sick, but it was like, what was it, yesterday? Yesterday, I was so up and down. Sometimes I feel good, and other times I just feel awful. I was like, do I take off work on Tuesday? I got a short week this week. I ain't gonna be no bitch. I'm just gonna go through it anyway. So we'll see. I didn't eat, dude. I'll tell you too, man. Like, I didn't eat much today, bro. That messes with me so bad. If I don't eat enough, like I'm wrecked.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel good. I feel so light, and not in a good way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel awful.
Yeah. It's so fun. I'm not like a big breakfast person, so I normally don't eat breakfast.
Yeah.
I just have my coffee and then I'm like good to lunch.
Yeah.
But when I have to go into the office, like I bring like crackers or like Belvitas.
Yeah.
Just to have it at work. And it's so weird because I'll have my coffee and then I eat my little like snack for breakfast. And then I finish that week in the office and then I come back home and my like body just like I'm starving when I wake up. And it like, but not a good starving. Like I'm in pain.
Yeah.
Like, because when I go back to just having my normal routine of coffee and then just wait till lunch, like my stomach hurts.
Yeah.
Because I haven't eaten anything. It's so weird. Just eating like 2 little crackers in the morning just messes with me.
Yeah. Now, it's amazing how you can train your body to get used to certain things. You know, because I'm like you. I pretty much never eat breakfast. I say during the work week, I don't. Like when it's the weekend, you know, like my breakfast, like I'll have it at like 9:30 or 10 o'clock. I'm not getting up at like 7 a.m. making like, I can't do that. But during the week, I don't get hungry, but my body's just like ready. It's like, okay, 12:30, that's your first meal. Like that's when you eat. Like today, I just had a granola bar and a banana for lunch. Bro. Like that was the worst. Like I just had only that, and I'm still like going around doing stuff. When I was driving over here from school, I was just like, whoa, dude.
Yeah.
I like put my head back and I was like, oh man, like if I'm so light right now. You know, I need to have some. So I went home and had a bowl of cereal. I'm like, there we go. We gotta get a little bit more.
Yeah, get some sugar in.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, get the carbs going. You know. Yeah, it is weird how you can just kind of, like I said, train your body to handle certain things. You know.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you know those people too. They're like, oh, like a lot of my guitar students, this older guy, he's like, man, I don't care if I'm leaving the house at 7 a.m. or 4 a.m. He's like, I'm having breakfast.
Yeah.
I have to. I'm like, you're tweaking.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can never do it.
Yeah. Breakfast just doesn't appeal to me most of the time. Like I have to be in the mood for breakfast. It's weird. Like when...
Well, breakfast foods though. Do you not like breakfast
No,
foods?
I like breakfast foods.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird. Like if I know we're going to a major or like a trip, a vacation's coming up, I want to eat breakfast.
Yeah. Right.
For whatever reason.
Right,
like
right,
I want to
right.
wake up, go to the airport, get my Dunkin' Donuts. But on a normal day, like I don't care for it.
Yeah. Do you think breakfast food's your favorite foods?
No. Like I mean, definitely like dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm definitely a breakfast guy through and through.
Yeah.
Like, if I could do omelets and pancakes and like stuff like along those lines, or like eggs Benedict, all day.
I like it. I'm not the type of person where I want breakfast for dinner.
Yeah, that's pretty rare for me. You know, sometimes I like it, but I don't know. I have to like. It depends how the rest of my day was going on prior to the decision of me having pancakes for dinner.
Yeah,
you know.
But yeah, if you ask me though, if like, oh, you want to go to IHOP like for dinner, like I wouldn't say no.
Yeah.
But
no,
yeah,
it's not ideal though. Like,
Yeah.
Because again, if I'm having pancakes at night, like the rest of my night is screwed. Like, that's like the last thing I'd want to eat. That'll just sit in my stomach. Like I'll feel horrendous if I do that. But anyway, besides that though, yeah, I've been doing good. I could be doing better though. Not because of what we just talked about, but bro, we gotta talk about this.
Yep.
We had a tough major.
Yeah, we were wrong with our predictions.
Yeah.
Again.
Boston did not 3-0 everybody.
Nope.
And hoist the trophy. Yeah, I mean, so you guys are a week out from hearing this, but Major II happened. And Boston Breach, they were the first ones to get eliminated from the tournament. Yeah.
We finished top 12.
Yep, out of 12.
8 to 12.
We finished 8 to 12 out of 12 teams. Yeah, I mean, man, this was... I don't want to say that this was expected. Like I was not expecting us to go out this soon. I mean, of course, wishful thinking. Like we joke on here saying that we want them to win, but of course. But I think realistically, I was hoping that they would make it to Saturday and they would lose. They would probably lose sometime on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, there's not that much to talk about. They got swept. They didn't perform well, and you could see it on their faces. And it sucks because how much, like, these players are used to winning. Yeah. And they're used to, playing the right way. And, like, they didn't even make it to, like you said, the weekend.
Yeah.
And they played a team. They played Seattle, right? Yeah.
Yes.
No, they played Rocker.
They played, I think they played both, didn't they? Oh no! They played New York, right?
Yeah.
Lost to New York, and then you're right. They lost to Rocker.
Yeah, and Rocker's good, but that's a team that Boston should be able to beat.
Right.
And we went to map 5, but that didn't matter. Like what matters is winning. So they just didn't look good. You and I were talking like off cam that I would hate to be Dens and Zed right now because they've got a lot of decisions to make.
Yeah.
And not fun ones. So we'll see what happens. We got a 2-week break. We were also talking about that, which sucks. So no CDL for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, man, like this just kind of goes off of what we've said prior. I mean, this whole schedule for the CDL sucks regarding the teams that they play. But dude, all these stupid breaks that we have now, like, I mean, we feel like we just started to get back into watching COD and having some good games, and we're really high off of watching them play on LAN, and now they're like, oh yeah, no COD 2 weeks, and then we got to go back to watching online events
in 2 weeks.
Yeah, in 2 weeks, and I mean, who knows what those matchups are going to be, but I'm imagining it's going to be more or less the same of, we're going to be holding our breath for the exciting matchups that matter. And then for us, obviously with Boston, and then every other match, I'm going to be like, okay, I skip. I don't care about that. It's going to be Rocker versus Thieves. I'm like, no disrespect to those teams, but I'm like, I don't really care.
Yeah. Like the closer it gets to major, like even skipping major 3, like major 4 and like champs, that's when all the games for the most part really, really matter. Because they need points to qualify for champs. Yeah. And like Boston, they need to win.
Yeah.
They like all the teams that are the bottom 12, the bottom 4 teams, they need to win. If they don't show out, there's a really good chance they're not making champs. And Boston has been in this position like since they've came into the league. Yeah. And it's so unfortunate because like every iteration of the team we've had has been a pretty solid team. Yeah. But they're always on the cusp, and then they qualify. They're right there. They get that 8th seed. Yeah. But we'll see. Like the Major II, though, we expected the top 4 teams making it to the weekend, and the top 4 teams made it. Yeah. So FaZe, Optic, Ultra, and New York. And the...
Shocked.
Yeah. Very, very shocking. FaZe ended up winning, so congrats to those guys. They won Major II last year, and they won Major II again this year.
With Slasher.
Yep, yeah. And I was mentioning to you before that Major 1, Envoy won. Major 2, Draza won. So it's bound to happen that Major 3, Kenny's winning. Yeah. So, and for the people that don't know, all those guys I just named, they were originally on the LA Thieves roster with Octane, and then Octane retired. And then he basically made super teams because everyone else
They all
went
split.
to insane teams.
Yeah, it's wild to think that team, which they won champs in Vanguard? Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now they're all on the best teams. They were all once on a team. I mean, I don't doubt for a second that team would still be a team if Octane didn't retire. I think part of it too, if I'm not mistaken, was probably like a money issue. Or just they had to take less money from their paycheck, right? But I don't think that was really a problem for them. I think they would have been fine with that.
Yeah.
But then obviously, like, you know how it goes, they get offers from other teams being like, hey, we could pay you some money and you'll be on a top team. So they obviously went to that. So it is wild that that's how it all turned out. And that kind of is where we find ourselves now. We got all these top teams and it's pretty much always going to be them. Those were by far and away the most exciting matches of the weekend, I'd say. Seeing a lot of these top guys go at it and see who really is the best was really cool. The team I was kind of sad about was Optic, of course, because for me it goes Boston and then it's Optic after that. And Optic did make it to a grand final and I was so stoked. I was like, dude, they might do this because they were pretty much winning everything fairly convincingly. They lost a phase in, was it winners finals? And like we were talking about before, I was like, man, they've been playing for a bit. They're going to be, like ready. They'll be calculated. And it didn't turn out that way. FaZe is just definitely far and away. They're the best team. So it sucks. But it is cool to see how from one major to the next, these teams, they get better and they get worse. Like Ultra was no doubt they were the best team major one. It wasn't even close. And now there's no way you could say that they're the best team.
Yeah, they... Ultra, it's so weird. Like those four teams, like you can just interchange them. Like clearly, Ultra, to other teams caught up to them
big time.
But you could see they were still making like the right plays to win, like enough. But the other teams just caught up to them. And then there's like New York, who they looked like they sucked, and then they got a lot better, caught up, and Optic ended up eliminating them, and Optic making it to the grand finals. We were like, oh wow, they can do this. And I have no doubt in my mind that Optic can win an event. It's just, can you do it on that day, right? Like I think all those teams, like if Envoy and Kleenex didn't have a shit series, that one day, the one match that they had, that team could have won too.
Yeah,
like we don't know. But Simp and Avizi, they fried like that day.
Yeah.
On Sunday, they just cooked.
Yeah, those guys were insane. And I'd say, too, for me, like the MVP of all of Major 2 was Scrappy. That guy, man, he is undeniable. I mean, you could hate him all you want because of how his trash talk and everything. But, man, you can't deny how insane at COD that guy is. I mean, truthfully, like I think he's probably one of the best players, if not the best player in the league right now.
Yeah.
He is always good.
Yeah. He had an insane like weekend or just tournament in general. Like he was always on top.
Yeah.
Like he was hard carrying his team at moments.
Yeah, you look at like every match that they played, even throughout the whole stage, you look at every match that they played, and he's always one of, if not the top performing player. And then going to LAN, you'd think that like, maybe he might, regress a little bit. Like the guy gets better. I mean, he threw that team on his back.
Yeah. It's funny too. I bet if you looked at the top 5 players of the whole weekend, it's players from all the top 4 teams.
Yeah.
It's someone from the top 4 team.
Yeah.
And yeah, this major though was good. Like there's a lot of trash talking, which I liked. A lot of shooting bodies.
Yeah, bro. And then there was all this, we're not talking about it, but dude, you see all this drama afterwards.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bro.
There was a lot.
What is this? It gets way out of hand.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
But no, the shooting bodies stuff, dude, that's hilarious. That guy, Celium on FaZe, he's like, map 1, kills one guy, spams the body. I was dying laughing. Yeah, he's definitely used that to get in people's heads.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Dross at the end. Did you watch the interview at the end? He was like,
"Oh yeah,
yeah,
I run that org.
I run it. Yeah,
I
like the trash talk. We need some of that in the league again.
Yeah, I've started to go towards more of that in the professional sense. I do like, obviously, like when you got to be professional, you got to be professional. But No,
I think Scrappy
like
does
it.
a good job of that.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of draws. I liked when he joined OGLA when it was MW19,
Right.
and he was getting hoed over and over, and now he's like a world champ and winning championships. But yeah, I think it's good for the league. Like him, Scrap, going back and forth, whether it's like real beef or not.
Yeah,
you know, it's
no, and I think in general, like when they trash talk to other teams, like people love that, you know. But it's funny because some guys like they don't like it when Scrappy does it. You know, they start like bugging on him or same thing with Draza. But then when Clay's up there yelling at them mid match, everyone's like, yes, like you know. And I'm like, what's the difference here? Is it because Clay's like a veteran? He's been doing it forever. You know, like, what's the deal? Like, Scrappy's an amazing player.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to, like, you're not going to hate me. Like, Scrappy's a better player than Clay right now, right?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It's just being biased.
Yeah.
And I think if you were ever on Optic at any point, or like an old vet, actually, no, if you were ever on Optic at any point, you'll be favorited.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people hate Slasher for whatever reason. Right. Like, I think I resonate a lot with Slasher. I like how he goes about like the game and how professional he is, but a lot of people hate him because he was on FaZe at one point.
Right.
I don't know what the fucking hate is with like FaZe. Like I get it, they win. Like you don't want to see a team win over and over, but I don't care what you say because Abizi and Simp, ever since they started playing COD, they've been running like the scene.
Yeah, my whole
those
thing
guys
is, like,
teams have been trying to build teams to beat them, and they still can't beat them.
Yeah, my whole thing is like I don't get why you hate on them. Just get somebody who can beat them. You know?
Yeah, that's
simple as that. Like just do that then. I say as simple as that because obviously it's not pretty fucking hard. Because like there's only a handful of people in the whole world or on the CDL that can actually compete against those guys. And yeah, they showed like on Sunday there, man. Simp went on like a 13. He went on a 13 kill streak in the map 1. I think. Was it map 1? The Karachi hardpoint.
Yeah, it was a hard.
I mean, it was like my jaw was on the floor. I couldn't believe that this guy. I'm like, dude, this is against Optic Gaming. Optic Texas.
Yeah.
This is against them in a grand finals at a major LAN tournament, and this guy's over here playing a pub against these guys.
Yeah.
Like just seeing him 2-3 piece dashy Kenny. I'm like, dude, this guy, he's so good. So yeah, I don't get the hate either. I think, like you said, though, it's just because throughout the CDL, they have far and away been the most consistent team, and people, they don't want to see them win.
Yeah, and like that's like a good thing. Like every single sport has the team that is winning a lot, and they automatically become the team that you hate just because like you want to see someone else, right?
Yeah, and
like it's weird because Optic is by far the biggest like fan base and like fan favorite, but if you've been following Optic for a while, we're always like third. It's always like third, or you get eliminated. Like they haven't been in the grand finals for a while,
right?
And like winning consistently,
right?
So yeah, you want to see them win, obviously, but FaZe and other teams just do a good job of spoiling.
Yeah, it's funny how that works because I think about that's the only thing I can draw a comparison to in F1. Right, Lewis Hamilton, when he was winning all the time, like myself included, everybody hated Lewis. People were just like, dude, can this guy, like, they don't want him to win because he wins all the time. But now, like, if Lewis won, I'd be stoked.
Yeah.
Because now it's Max Verstappen who wins all the time.
Yeah.
And I hate Max. I'm like, dude, I don't hate him. But I'm like, I don't want him to win anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
It's so boring. FaZe, I'm like, dude, they win every, like, pretty much every COD they've won, except Vanguard they didn't. But I'm like, dude, it's not like they win every single major. I'm like, if that was the case, then yeah, I would be so over them, But they like same thing. They kind of win intermittently, like all these teams do.
Yeah, it'd be FaZe and Ultra are always like switching, back and forth. And FaZe 2, I saw the stat. I can't remember what it was, but they had a chance of winning like everything like the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Like maybe dropping like 1 or 2 majors.
Right.
Because they're consistently making it to Sunday.
Yeah, well, I'm curious again what that stat is for their grand finals appearances because It must be mental.
Yeah. I saw something with like Abizi and Simp, like as a duo playing together. They've made like, I think it was like 88% of their career in the grand finals. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's nuts. You think about that, like you get on the team with those guys, the likelihood of you winning a championship with them.
You're guaranteed a grand final
to get there. Almost like that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Like you're basically guaranteed to make it to Sunday.
Yeah. Like well, most of these other guys, you know, I mean they'd have to fight tooth and nail to make it there. It's like, dude, you can Draza, there was one of the days, I think it was Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, it was one of the early days.
He wasn't playing that well at all. And I remember he tweeted out, he's like, my teammates are gross. Like, yeah dude, those guys are just like, yeah, we got you.
Yeah.
Throw him in the backpack.
That's the good thing about like all those teams, like FaZe, Optic, like if one, well, we'll use FaZe as an example. If one person slacks, you know the other three can pop off.
Yeah.
And if all four of them are popping off, you stand no chance.
Yeah.
And that can go with like all the other teams too.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was I don't know, it was just wild. It was really cool to see all these guys, you know, again on LAN. It always makes me miss it. I'm like, dude, we should fucking be there.
I know.
You know.
Isn't it crazy though that it's like the end of March?
Yeah, right.
And the first major we went to was in January, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometime around then. It's
the beginning of January. Was it the beginning?
I
have to go look back.
Yeah, go back in the calendar. It's been a few months
I'm gonna
though.
Look.
Yeah, go check it out. See when it was.
Isn't that crazy though?
Yeah, dude. It feels like we haven't been gone that long, but it has been.
It's about to be like spring.
Yeah. It's been a couple months. But yeah, we were just sitting at home watching it. You know, I was sad to go see you see all the same people too. Like when you're on the stream, it's always like the same hype squad. There's some of the same people.
End of January.
End of January. There you go. So it's always weird. I'm like, dude, we should have our spot there. Fourth.
I know.
Spending endless amounts of money on subpar chicken tenders. I'm like, but I'll take it. But yeah, man. I mean, we watched that, and then I know you have too. Definitely like shifting over to the end now, since we're at the final week of season 2 here. You've been grinding. I've been grinding. Obviously, I told you and everybody too. I haven't been playing at night the past couple of nights. I might be on tonight, but I've just been trying to, like, you know how when I'm sick, I'm like, bro, I go to bed at like 7, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to sleep this thing off. But we've both been grinding. I think I'm at 439, 440. And I know you're over 400, right?
Yeah, I'm like, I think I'm 415.
Hell
something like that. Yeah, so
you hit your goal, bro.
Yeah, the last time that you guys were listening, I had to do like 5 levels a day. Still true. I think I'm at like 4 levels now. By the time like you guys listen to this, actually no, by the time you guys listen to this, I'll hit 450.
Yeah.
No, season 3 comes out.
Oh yeah, when
April
does it come out? Yeah, April 8th.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I've just been like chugging along, doing 5 levels like a night. It's
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad, but then it gets to moments where I'm like, God, because I'm trying to save all my tokens for later when I'm gonna really need them.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
they're tempting you.
They are tempting me because I've got like a decent amount of hours.
Just a half hour.
Yeah, I got a bunch of hours, a bunch of half hours, and 45 minutes, and I'm like, God, if I pop this right now, like I could get the 5 levels in like, I don't know, 4 games.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if you're gonna do a half hour, like 1 half-hour token, bro, just hop into the shipments boss house and just like lock in.
Yeah.
Close everything out. Get them like a most insane Wi-Fi and just smoke kids. You probably get like 2-3 games in that half hour.
Yeah.
You know, pop a couple levels.
Yeah, I've been playing the small map like Mosh Pit. Just because I can't sit in like DOS house like the whole time.
Yeah.
So I always play that, and it's just like a rotation of like all the small maps, and it keeps me engaged enough. Yeah. But then like, I don't know, usually like 3 levels in, I'm like, God damn it, this is so fucking boring.
Oh yeah.
Because it's just like you don't use your brain. Like I hate it.
It's so
and then
mindless.
I go and play Control, and I have to actually think about some stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And It's just more fun.
Oh yeah, no, I feel the same way. Like that's a good way to put it. Like you don't have to think when you're playing in DOS House or Shipment.
No, any of those maps, you just run.
Yeah, you just run all the time. I'll tell you, dude, I was bugging because I mean, obviously on that map or both those maps, I just used the rival. And then I had the same thing. I had like fatigue. I was in there and I was like, dude, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out.
Yeah.
So I go to play control. And we're playing Afghan control, and I'm using the MCW. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I'm not used to like actually crouching or like having to kind of move instead of just run,
Sprint.
die. Yeah, it's that's a good way. I mean, you're just in a cycle all the time on those maps, whether you're winning or losing.
Yeah, and like,
but the XP is insane.
Yeah. No one like is trying to play the objective really like in any of those game modes. Like it always goes to time.
Yeah.
In those. So, yeah, I've just been, like, slowly ticking away at that. But we'll hit 450.
Thank God.
Yeah.
And then we've got to go hop back in once we get, like, within 5 levels because we got to go to ranked.
Yep.
And I got to grind out my last little, like, I think I said, like, 200 SR or something like that. 250 SR. And then we'll be Diamond 1, and then we'll be done with it. And then this whole season will be finished up, thank God.
Yeah. And then we'll be, whenever Season 3 comes out, we'll get reset back to plat, and we have a good like baseline.
Yeah. No, because that's the thing. Like we've done that in all the past CODs. I think we always got reset to plat. That was pretty much our cycle all the time. Was we?
No, we were getting reset to diamond.
Oh yeah, diamond. Yeah. You're right. Because there was a point where I don't know how it works again with it, but I remember you were getting Crim 1 or something like that. There was one of the seasons you got Crim 1. The highest I got, I believe, was Diamond 3. And yeah, I thought I would have got set back to Plat 3, but they just reset me to Diamond 1.
Yeah, the beginning of like the division or whatever like rank you are.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I'll probably be we'll be reset back to Plat 1.
Yeah.
And then which is it's a good baseline. It's way better than getting reset to Gold 1.
Yeah, dude, because again, gold, like anytime being in gold is just so dumb. Like I gotta get out of there so fast. That's so much wasted games and wasted SR.
Yeah.
It's like I'd rather just start off like hit the ground running and be like, all right, let's go see what we can get from the plat games.
Yeah, and we're still like everyone's like, I don't know what the max level is. I think 50. The max level is 50. Yeah,
it's 50.
We're like 24 or something, or 25, something like that. It's so funny, like loading into a ranked game. Like I played one last night, and like everyone's 50, and I'm like, why am I higher? I'm a higher rank than you, and I'm 25 levels less than you.
Yeah,
you're not winning the games that you need to win.
Oh, dude, no, that's like, I mean, that's the definition of it, man. Like these people, there's no way that they're they're that good. They're just crazy hard stuck.
A lot of them they just keep playing and playing and playing.
Yeah.
And then, eventually you just rack up like all the wins you need. But
right. But like you would think from all that winning and losing that you would be somewhere higher than like Plat 3.
Yeah, it's funny because you like last year we hit that like stale point like in the diamonds, which is expected for us. Yeah,
because like for us, I think that's where you and me as players, that's where the game wants us to be. I think the game more or less, and I don't think this is underselling or overselling. I think it's pretty fair. Like we're pretty much Diamond 3, Crim 1 players.
Yeah, and if
no, I'm not iridescent.
I think if this is the thing, I think you and I could get to iridescent if we had enough time. Like
that's fair.
I don't think we could get to top 250, but I do think we can get to iridescent if we played way more.
Yeah.
Because, like, we do play a lot, but, like, we have friends that play way more than us.
Yeah.
Like, we just don't have the time to do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll bet money that you and I could hit iridescent if we didn't have to work.
Yeah, right?
From the beginning of the season to the end of the season, and we just played.
Shit, bro. If I quit my job...
for a fact we can hit iridescent.
Yeah, I know that.
We can hit it. We can hit it.
If we had that gifted life, we definitely could.
And that's not even like an ego thing, because I was in MW2, like I nearly hit Crim 2, but that was like we were on ranked like every single day. Every day we were playing.
And you think too, though, like even with the amount of time, like now, I mean, when we play ranked, we pretty much play like, I mean, dude, realistically, of Call of Duty, like at the end of the day from work, we play like 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
Like around that, you know, that's it. So it's not like these guys who, and I've mentioned those, I've got people that I know who they play all day. Like they have work, they work at home, and they just got nothing going on, so they'll play like 5-6 hours a day.
Yeah.
Like, bro, if I was playing COD 5-6 hours a day, like you and me, dude, yeah, we would hit iridescent. Like that it'd still be a grind. Like it wouldn't be easy to get there. But yeah, I mean that stuff's all just time. Like I think you'd have to be an absolute god at the game to be able to play like 1 or 2 hours a day like we do for the most part and be able to hit iridescent.
Yeah.
Like you'd have to be up in the crims and still be getting like 60, 70.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
I think, like you said, naturally, if the way that we play, like we're hovering around like the high diamonds, like low crims, and that's where like our levels at. Yeah, where we should be, like based on how much we play and stuff. But it's that extra hump of, all right, if we spend way more time like playing the game, we can get into that iridescent level.
Right. Yeah, and you have to kind of manipulate the game because, I mean, I think I told you before. One of my guitar students, the guy plays all the time. He's the guy who was mentioning, like he plays 5-6 hours a day at work, and he's level 50, and he's like gold. He's gold 3. You know, and he gets maybe, I think he said around 30 SR a win. You know, and he loses about that much, so he's just constantly plus and negative. And he's like, dude, I don't know how to change my SR. I'm like, well, bro, you just have to win. Like, you have to win a lot. Like, you get a good squad together, or at least yourself. Like, just start winning more. And yeah, like, you'll keep earning that for a little bit. But over time, like, if you're able to manipulate it, like, it's not going to all of a sudden boost you up like, oh, you're getting hundreds of SR. But you'll be in the plats, and then you can go, like, through plat 1, plat 2. And you might not, like, continue to keep earning higher and higher SR, but like you'd earn the same from gold 3 as you did in plat 2. You know, like you may still get 35, 40 SR.
Yeah. When you start hitting that plus 30 SR, that's when you know the game's like, all right, you're like
slowing you down a bit.
Yeah, like you're in where the game wants you to be.
Right.
And that doesn't mean you can't get to the like next level or next rank.
Yeah.
But it's just way harder.
Yeah.
Because when we were in Diamond 3,
that's time.
Yeah, Diamond 3, Crim 1, like we were getting like 30s. We would lose 30. We would win 30. And like you said, it's the more time you have, the more wins you can get, or the more losses you can get.
Right.
Because yeah, when you and I would play last year and we matched up against like plats, like low level plats, we're like, what the hell? And then we lose to them, and we would lose like minus 66.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit. Okay. Now we have to win like 2 really hard games.
Yeah.
Just to like get back that SR. But yeah, like we could get to iridescent if we had more time.
Yeah, I think so too. That would be insane. Because I mean, even like one of our friends, his brother, right? He's an iridescent.
Yeah.
He's okay.
Yeah.
You know, but he plays all day.
Yeah.
You know, like he's like, I shouldn't say he's okay like that. Like he's good.
No, he's good.
He's good.
Yeah.
But like,
he cooks. He's really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, would I classify him as like a who I think of as an iridescent player? No. Personally, I would not. I think like when I think of an iridescent player, I'm like, dude, you are absolutely insane at the game. You know.
Yeah.
But he like he's good, but he plays all the time too. And again, that's just what it comes down to.
I bet our 4-stack, if we all had the time to just play and grind, we can get to iridescent.
Yeah,
all
I think so
all
too.
4 of us. Yeah.
No doubt.
Because once you hit the high diamond and like, especially when you hit Crim, it's just all like 4 stacks.
Yeah,
it's 4 people at a time. Like it's hard to solo queue and win in Crim.
You have to be insane to go into that and try to solo queue.
Yeah, like what's his name? Zero, former pro.
Yeah.
Like
That's exactly what I was thinking.
He did a challenge with like getting all the way to iridescent with the Renetti only, and he fucking did it.
Yeah.
A pistol. He went all the way to iridescent like that, and he used to be a pro, and people call him dog shit.
Yeah.
So that's your that's where we compare as casual players versus like what a pro is, and he's not even a pro anymore.
Yeah. Bro, I couldn't even imagine that. I don't even know how far I'd make it from bronze.
Yeah.
I'd probably make it to like plat 1.
Yeah, dude. If I'm getting shit on by like a guy with a Renetti just the whole time, I'm getting,
dude, I'm getting checked.
I'm like,
if I'm up at like where we are
Yeah.
now, and there's just guys running around on like Skid Row with a Renetti
and
killing-
shitting.
Yeah, yeah. He's legit like dropping like 40 bombs
Yeah.
with a Renetti. I'd lose my mind. I think he's hacking.
Yeah, and I'm like, maybe I'm not that good at COD.
Yeah, it's time to go
Yeah,
hang it up,
yeah.
bro. Play something else. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine. But now, I mean, we're coming. Like I said, we got maybe I think now from this we've got 9 or 8 days
When they
left of the
listen to this,
season.
yeah.
Yeah. Then when you guys hear this, yeah, we'll only probably have like a day or two left.
But they did release a roadmap, and it was not that much is coming, to be honest. It
Dude,
was really,
I was gonna say, did they put this out? Like,
yeah, they
'cause
put it out.
I was trying to see if I could really find it.
A couple maps. You know what they've been doing.
Yeah.
There is going to be a zombies update, that's good for the zombies community. And
Is this it for you?
yeah,
That's it? Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure. Yeah, because I don't lie. I saw this earlier, but I was just like, nah, that's not it. Because it's so small.
Yeah.
Like, it's wild.
It's not a lot of content this time.
Yeah.
So, but they will be adding new maps, and not to go back to like competitive, but they are going to add Vista into the rotation and maybe departures. And if that keeps like going on, hopefully this season they add the new maps, and then the pros like test it, and then just get like a new set of maps.
Yeah.
Because again, it just makes it so fresh.
Yeah.
Like get Invasion and Karachi out of here, and Subbase and High Rise. Funny enough, like all the old MW2 maps everybody wanted in the fucking game, and everyone in competitive's like, these maps fucking suck.
Yeah. You're like,
We-
goddamn
we
right.
need
they do.
new
They're
maps.
legit terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, we said it last episode, and I totally agree. I think the more that they keep up with this trend of just adding in new maps is going to be for the better of the game. Because it looks like in this one right now, it looks like they're just adding like 3 maps.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't really even see them. Like one of them's like Hovek, like Sawmill, some. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't know what these maps are. Like maybe they're good. They're all new maps from like just the names of them. They seem like they're new, no reskins or anything. So the potential could be there.
Yeah, I saw a rumor that they're, out of all the fucking games, they're going to remaster a map from World War II. It's like, nice.
Bro, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, what?
Like, this is MW3. Why are you remastering a World War II
Bro,
map?
I don't want to see none of that.
Yeah.
Like, man, again, I just like, I see this stuff that these guys talk about, like, you know, I mean, just like any of the things that they're going to go remaster or remake, and I have no idea what they're thinking. You know, I just can't get into the mind of some of these, I don't know, developers. I don't know who it is who's making those calls, because the community wants one thing. I feel like 90% of the time, and a lot of these guys just be like, let's do the exact opposite of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It
and
always feels like that.
Thing is, like, I don't know, maybe you and I are just more reasonable people in the community, but I get it from the dev side a little bit, where everybody wants MW2. They give us MW2 maps. Now everyone's like, these maps are fucking shit. And I would be pissed too as a dev, because if I was a dev, I would probably know. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit. I would know these maps are going to be shit on this type of game. You would not like this map. And, you know, everyone else is like, no, we want these maps, nostalgia. They're like, fine, here you go. And then, you know, they actually play it. And after a couple months, they're like, wow, these maps suck.
Yeah.
And the devs are like, well, we told you so. You wanted it. We gave it to you.
Right.
So that's the other side of it. But I think you and I are like way more reasonable people, and we're like, just put in a bunch of maps.
Yeah.
Like, make a bunch of new maps. We have been pretty vocal about remastering like the good maps.
Yeah.
MW3 maps, like, you know, obviously those maps, they're not going to work the same, right? Because of all the tack sprint and jump spots and whatever. But it would make the game like feel new.
Yeah, and I think that's always been. That's the issue with Call of Duty, period, is just always having this feel like a new game. Because I can kind of speak on it like just personally, but I know too a lot of other people that we know that are like really casual fans of it. It's a hard sell for $70 when the game every year is more or less the same thing, you know? Like there isn't really that much innovation or change that's coming to the title, so it makes it hard, especially too, like when we said it in last episode about the like nostalgia aspect. You know, people are really always like they're always going to be cashing in on that. That's like the new trend is to just tap into people's nostalgia and try to milk that. And that only goes so far, you know, like it's run its course with this one. So I think adding in new maps and like remastered maps, stuff that just will always be coming in and having this is going to help. That's the one thing that has been good with this game so far is the new maps that they've put out are good.
Yeah. And like we would argue the MW2 maps, the new ones that they added last year, like they're decent. Like there are a couple good ones.
Yeah.
And it just keeps it fresh. And like I'll get excited now loading up Control and like Hotel pops up. I'm like, all right, at least it's a different map, but a map that I played last year.
Right.
And it's funny because I was playing with like some people from college, and they were like, "This map was really, really good from MW2." Like I don't get what I loved all the maps there. I'm like, all right, just stretching a little bit, but yeah, like you know, I don't want it. Like yeah, I played Farm all last year, but at least like it gets thrown in the mix like every now and then. Yeah, you know, we just need new stuff.
Well, and I would say too to that, man, that like those maps were made on a COD that like MW2 and 3, like you know they're way more similar than MW2 2009 compared to this version of MW2. So that's why those maps, like they're tried and true, like they were made for that game and they work on that game. Where obviously like the ones that they've remastered and reimagined for this one, there's quite a few flaws in it and it doesn't really feel genuine to how it used to be. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, man, we need some resistance. We need some old MW3 maps to come through. We do need, I think, just like a lot more newer maps, because even though I am excited and I like, you know, wishful thinking that they add in old remastered MW3 maps, I get worried that they're gonna fall victim to the same thing. You know, like, oh well, let's go do resistance. Great, how though? Yeah, because resistance ain't gonna work like the same way it did back then, where like I could play on top of a dumpster and have a karate angle. Like, dude, you could just scale the whole wall in this game. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like the nostalgia maps, it's a good short-term fix. They'll hold people over for a little bit, but they just need to keep constantly adding just new stuff, like new maps. Just keep adding new ones in. Because like we get Dome, and Dome's fine. Like, yeah, it plays differently. But like it's still a fun map, right? And High Rise plays completely differently in this game. You can just jump around everywhere, and like it's still a fun map if you're frying on it. But I would say that map sucks more in this game if you're getting cooked than back in the day. Yeah, you can just finesse way more. Like I got some guy messaged me yesterday, and he was like, "Dude, come on, you're on controller. Like I would expect you to play better and have better movement." And I was like,
weird comment.
It was so weird, and he whispered it to me. Like, and I'm like, okay,
dude, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't even respond to him.
I
don't
blame you.
Because I'm like, I'm just trying to get my levels. Dude. You're not even like, I don't care,
bro. You're not even 200. Shut up.
Yeah, and where was I even going with that? Oh yeah, well I was playing it was like Rust or whatever, and Rust does not play the same.
Oh no,
at all. Like you can just the fact that you can mantle like anything in this game and attack sprint,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I would argue that like two maps that would always work on pretty much every Call of Duty would be Firing Range and Dome. I think those maps, like thinking about them and like what's possible on those maps, because there's such blank canvases and there's not a lot of like cheese things you can do on those maps. I think those would work well on MW3. Dome's already in it, but Firing Range, I think that would be a good map.
Yeah. I bet if you took all these maps and threw them on Cold War, they'd all work.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
They would work really well.
Oh, dude.
No tax sprint, no fucking cheese ass, like hop out. Of course, you get those like random ones, right? But you can just scale everything in this game.
Right.
Yeah. See, Go back. There was no tax
long
sprint
for the days of Cold War, bro.
I know.
Literally the greatest COD.
Dude, you and I knew this game. People would go back and be like, "That was such a good game." You and I knew.
Dude, I remember.
We
bro.
enjoyed that game as much as we could. We grinded that game.
Yeah, dude. You're making me nostalgic now, bro. They're tapping into it.
Dude,
I love
no tax sprint, but there was still slide canceling.
Cold War, man. If that's like godlike Call of Duty.
Yeah,
that is like far and away in the past. I don't know what 4 or 5 years we've had of Call of Duty. That's the best one.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any debate on that.
Yeah,
like
it.
I'll stamp it in, bro.
The no tax sprint, and you can still slide cancel. So good.
Maps are solid.
Guns
were pretty balanced.
There are only like 8 maps, and we only played on like 3 or 4 of them, and we just kept grinding through.
Health bar on that too, right?
Yeah,
in that game?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And if they took the MW2, that's what I don't get. Just take all these maps. If they put it in that game, I guarantee you these maps would be more fun.
Yeah,
100%. Like High Rise on Cold War would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Because again, that just the style of that game, it's way closer to MW2.
Yeah,
the original.
Yeah,
yeah. Now, I think that's just the main point here. Like this, this game, and honestly, every game going forward here, it brings up a fair point because this whole idea of remastering these maps, though it is great and I do want it. I don't want to see it stop, but there needs to be, I think, more consideration to this stuff. It's not like you're just, taking a game and you're putting it from 30 FPS to 60 FPS, and it's like, it's the same game. Like, dude, you are jumping a decade of Call of Duty, into the future here. The game is way different.
Yeah.
Everything about the mechanics of the game, the movement, the style, is all way different. So that's what we've seen with this COD is that though these maps, in theory, yes, they are playable. You could spawn in on them and do it. But to capture the same feeling and like how they actually would play back then, if that's what they're trying to do, you need to make adjustments. Like I always think about that with Nuketown, how Nuketown has changed from the original Black Ops to Black Ops 2 to Black Ops 3, through the jetpack era. And then back when it was in Cold War, like it always was built around that game. Duh.
Yeah.
And it always felt good. Like the wall running in Nuketown, it's like, yeah, of course that's here, Like, but they could have been one of those moron devs, actually no, because it's Treyarch. They could have been like any other dev and just been like, oh, it's just slap it in here. It's like, dude, this doesn't work in this game.
Yeah. Like if
am I making sense?
No, yeah, it makes sense. Like, but that's the thing. A lot of people they don't want people to alter the map, right? When realistically in games like this, they should tweak. They should make the generators like you can't mantle on these. Make like everything higher,
right?
So you can't mantle on it, or just make it impossible to mantle on it. Instead of, I don't know, they literally just took the map, they kept it the same, which I do appreciate, but you're not taking into account that you can mantle over everything.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Or like, and I'm sure it's probably hard to like block that mechanic or whatever, but make everything higher. Or
like the hop up onto the top of the building.
Yeah.
Like you can do that from the green hut.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like before, the only way you'd have to be able to go up is through like the window washing platform. Yeah. You'd have to go and jump on that and climb up it. Now it's like you can do that still, of course. But if you're like good with your movement, you can just jump on top of the green shack and you can ledge grab that. Yeah. I mean, dude, people who think that way, I think you're faded.
Yeah.
I mean, like
they have to like just alter it a tiny bit to make it fit. The High Rise would play so much better if it played like 2009.
Yeah. No, 100%.
And I don't think anyone would argue that. I don't like being killed from B control when someone's just fucking head glitching the generator.
Yeah.
I'm like, I never had to check that back in the day. Why do I have to start checking that now?
Right. Unless that's what you want. Like, if you're a person who wants, the more or less the same maps, but now the game has influenced the change of the map, then that's fine. I mean, that's what you've gotten. But I would argue and bet that most people don't want that. Yeah. People are like, if they could go and play MW 2009 with a full lobby of non-hackers as the new Call of Duty, they would do that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would want to play that.
That's why Raid worked so well in Cold War. Because again, like the game itself, though, they didn't change anything with that raid map, but there was no tac sprint. There's no cheese like mantling over stuff. They raid just worked on like that arcade shooter game.
And what was the other map? Was it a Stronghold? Standoff.
Yeah,
Thank you. Same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
This game, you have the tac sprint. You can mantle really high. You can slide cancel. But Treyarch kept no tac sprint. You could still slide cancel. You kept like that modern, era movement. And it worked.
Yeah, those games and that game and the map, it was faithful to the original. Yeah, and you could load into those no problem from Black Ops 2 and be successful on it because they played the same way. Yeah, now that's not the case.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're going to do with it. I mean, like, closing on Season 3, man, like, with these new maps we got, we'll see how they are.
Yeah.
But if they add any remastered, like what I would expect to see when we get in the Season 3 Reloaded, we'll get more details on that. It's going to be a case of what we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
Like, it may be a cool remastered map that they add, but how is it going to play? Is it going to be another one of those like, oh yeah, I remember that map, and you load in and you're able to like, finesse and jump on random stuff? I'm like, God damn it, here we go.
Well, we'll like it for like a week or two, then after that we'll get bored. I'll give it to the devs this year. Like, they have been good with the new maps, and like all the maps they've added, like I've liked. So just keep doing that.
Yeah.
And hopefully that gets into ranked. A lot of that's dependent on the pros, I'd imagine. And just keep adding the new maps. I don't care like for I want remastered maps, but that'll hold us off, like the community, for like a month tops.
Yeah, dude, they need to adopt the the mindset of COD Mobile.
Yeah.
That's what they need.
And like Sledgehammer, though, like I will give it to them. They did a way better job than last year, because last year they just didn't listen. This year they're actually communicating and like putting out stuff that we want.
Yeah.
But yeah, like stray off the, if you're gonna add remastered maps, add remastered maps, but just keep making new ones, because they're making good ones. Like, I like Vista, I like Rio, I like Greece, I like Departures. All those maps they're fun. Other people might think otherwise, but I'd much rather play a Greece or a Rio than High Rise. Like, so
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I played enough Invasion. All right.
Yeah, and again, it's because like these new maps, they're all built around the new game, and I understand it. But when I play High Rise, like, dude, I wasn't getting shot at from top generators back in 2009.
Yeah,
like that wasn't happening. But now that is.
Yeah,
it's like, what the fuck.
Yeah, on Rio, I can expect people to fly out of the catwalk and kill me.
Right.
Or like jumping onto the catwalk, like movement like that. I can expect that.
Right. No, that is a fair point. Again, like, it's what you know from that map, and you're not having to like relearn it. You know, you have to relearn the map for this COD as to what you can do.
Yeah, like the spawn point. When you're spawning up and like they're capping B or whatever, the only spot I should have to check is a little cutout and the B lane.
Yeah.
That's it. And maybe the steps like coming up.
Yeah.
But usually I can slide out, or not even slide out back in the day, just run up and just shoot there. But now I have to watch the generator. I have to watch like way in the back, because you can hop up on the generators back there.
Right.
Like, it's other spots I don't need to watch. I shouldn't have to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's the thing. I shouldn't have to.
Yeah. And the nostalgia will only go so far. So just, and two, I think it tarnishes the map a little bit. Like, I bet people like us later on, they're going to be like, wow, like maybe High Rise wasn't that good. Maybe all the MW2 maps just sucked.
Well, that's what I think of.
It tarnishes it.
A good question to leave to people, right? Is like, when I think about High Rise, I still don't think about this High Rise. I think about the original one.
Yeah.
Because I played that one. But for a lot of newer players who maybe have only in Legend heard of these maps before, like, which one are you going to initially think of when this COD is long gone? Are you going to think about the original High Rise, or are you going to think about this one?
Yeah.
Because to me, the original High Rise is so much better than this one, And then people comment and be like, what the fuck are you talking about? They're literally the same map. Different game, bro.
Yeah.
Different game, a.k.a. different map.
Yeah. yeah, those people, I bet people say that these maps are not as good.
Yeah.
And yeah, they go into the next game, next generation, and they're like, these maps like suck. I don't know why people like MW2 so much. That's the thing that worries me, like just as a reputation in general. MW2, MW3, like famous games. The MW2 from last year tarnished the Modern Warfare 2 name.
It did.
Like,
well, and so did, I mean, like, well, yeah, like, yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, and then MW3, like, this game's like way more fun. They refined it, but it doesn't live up to the original MW3.
Yeah, I didn't want to go on like a shit fest with it, but yeah, they tarnished the campaign. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, the campaign. Yeah, fuck the campaign. That was bad. Yeah,
it's awful.
Yeah,
multiplayer's done good, but campaign, that's something that's like locked that away.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like
you know,
I know you're just hurting like the OG fans.
Yeah.
So we'll end it there.
on
that note.
Yeah.
Major II. Congrats to FaZe.
Major II.
Congrats to FaZe. Seriously, one last thing. It was actually reminded me when I said that. Dude, so Major II was in Miami. Miami team got shit on for like by Optic.
Yeah, they did. It was bad.
Dude, it's crazy because like I know Optic's a fan favorite and like there are other fan favorites, but Miami got booed at their home major. That sucks.
Yeah, dude. They
at least like Boston, like we got a crowd.
Fans,
we got fans. Like and
it's expected in Call of Duty because the fans are weak. Like when Boston versus Optic happens, then all the Boston fans, you
switch up.
Yeah, they switch up. Fake fans.
Yeah,
you know.
I get it. You follow the players, but like, come on.
Like, bro, winning again, we're always like that. One of our buddies, he's like, dude, fuck Boston, bro. Like it's Optic. I'm like, yo, what?
Yeah, I'm not switching up on my team.
I'm like,
that.
dude, the only team that I want Optic to play bad against is Boston.
Yeah,
that's the only team that I want them to lose against. Yeah. Every other time, I don't care. But yeah, bro, that's a different breed though. Miami, they got booed at their own thing. It's like
they got booed bad, and then when Optic 3-0'd them, they're like, "Get out of here!"
Yeah.
Like, they're hosting your major.
Yeah,
like Elliot. I don't know. That's just like a fan thing.
It's a tough one, and it's tough too because I mean you got to call it like it is. Like Miami's struggling so much. It's like what can you really expect from these guys? It's the principle.
It just sucks for like the players, man. Imagine like we're hosting like they're so hyped. Yeah, they're hosting a major.
Yeah, they're like get the fuck.
And they get first rounded and booed.
Yeah,
and their fans are like get out.
Yeah,
like and. You're in their stadium.
Yeah, exactly. And then they tweet out like, "We're sorry to all the fans who came."
No one cares.
I'm like, bro.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like,
no one cares. It's like, man, that's the way it is. Yeah. So those fake Miami fans that are out there screwing
I know we talked about. Like, I get it. Like, COD's different because you follow the players,
right?
Which is like it's totally fair. Like, you and I are fans of other teams and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, like it just. I don't think I could ever like. I can't. Like boo against Boston, especially like meeting like the guys and stuff. But
no, I definitely
it is our home team. Like I don't care.
Yeah, we win together and we lose together. Yeah. So we lost together this time, but we still got we got online games to play. We got 2 more majors. Mm-hmm. So there's still COD to play for. So
yeah.
When they make it to COD Champs, baby, we will be there flipping off everybody who gave up on them. Be like, here we are.
And this roster right here, this right here,
the goat,
Slasher. He's gonna take them all the way, all the way.
I think so too.
And I wonder if we'll get another poster from a watch party.
Yeah, round 3.
I'm running out of space.
Yeah, dude. I kind of hope they don't do a poster. I'm like, dude, can I have like a keychain or something?
Yeah. Can I get like a free sandwich?
Yeah. Give me like a little gift coupon or something. Yeah. But yeah, man, I think that'll do it, bro.
Yeah, I think we're good. But yeah, thank you everyone for listening. If you're on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe over there. Leave a comment down below of if you like the MW2 maps and if you think of MW 2009 or MW2 2023. What the hell? Yeah.
Yeah, right. No.
Yeah.
Trips me out too.
But yeah, and we're on anchor.fm/the COD Casuals on all streaming platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, all that stuff. And we're also on Instagram and TikTok. So if you don't want to watch the whole thing, we cut everything up and put it over there. And leave a 5-star rating on all of our platforms because it helps out us a ton. And yeah, I think that's it.
That's it, bro.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for listening. This has been episode 163 of the COD Casuals. We're your host, Justin.
Now, Mike.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Take it easy, everybody.
See ya.